microphone? Is that what the sound is?
I'm just breathing, man. I don't know what to tell you.
It sounds like you're breathing right into it.
I mean, yeah, it's close to my face and I'm breathing at the same time.
That's good. I think we're good. Oh, no. No, that's no good.
You don't like that?
I mean, we'll see. We'll see the reviews on it. Some people might be into it. It might be a different genre of what we're going for, but
heavy breathing.
Isn't that like that could be some ASMR?
Am I really
stuff?
quiet for some reason? Like your lines are showing up way bigger than mine.
Maybe I just have bigger lines than you.
Like, the line that's recording.
I think I just have bigger lines.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just genetic. I'm not really.
I don't know. It was just something I've noticed.
Anyway, welcome to episode 4 of the Slap Happy Podcast. Today we got some big NFL news, even though nothing's really happened since the last time we talked. Some news on the NFL Draft happening as planned for now. And some news on the MLB season. Opening day was last week, and we're going to talk about that. Play a little game of Would You Rather. And we're going to have a hoot of a time. Hoot of a time.
A hoot.
Right,
I like that. We're going to Hooters. I wish. Not even for the girls, just to get out of the house.
We're in week 3?
Yeah.
Quarantine?
Yeah.
I feel like we've talked about it so much that at this point we're just like, fuck it. We got to just deal with it.
Yeah, I'm over it.
I'm starting to pick up on different ways it's affecting me.
Like your sleep schedule?
Yeah, my sleeping has been bad.
Me too. It's
not that I wake up late. It's just that I don't sleep.
Oh, no. Opposite for me. See, I go to bed really late. I probably fall asleep like 2:30, 3 o'clock every night. And then I sleep till noon or 1, which is awful. I feel like a piece of shit, but it's just how it is.
I can't sleep that late just because I know I'll feel that bad about myself. I have to get up early. Not even early, like 9 o'clock comes around, a rooster crows. I got to get out of bed.
The cows need milking,
Exactly. I got stuff to do. I just can't go to bed at a normal time. I have all this energy because I'm not doing anything. So I think I just have to stay up 15 hours a day. Is that a long time?
No, I feel you. I mean, all I do literally all day, lay in bed. I wake up, right, like I said, 12:30, 1 o'clock. I lay in bed for 4 or 5 hours probably, maybe eat in the middle of that. I take a shower just because I feel gross if I don't take a shower. And then the rest of the time is laying in bed again. So I'm just not using any energy throughout the day. Most
of my time is just feeling gross about myself because I haven't showered, but not having the ambition to go up and shower.
No, that's not it for me. My bathroom's right next to my room.
It's kind of like one of those things where it's good for you and it's not that hard to do, but it still feels like it's going to be so much more effort than it is.
Sometimes brushing my teeth is like that for me, which I know is really gross, which might be more gross than the shower, but
I don't know.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't really want to brush my teeth, especially because I just said the bathroom's right next to my room. So it should be equally as easy to go brush my teeth, maybe even easier, but it just doesn't happen for me.
I get that at nighttime.
Yeah.
I'm all set up, huddled in my covers, and I don't want to get up to go brush my teeth.
Yeah, I don't know. I do it more than I'm proud of.
Got no one to impress right now anyways.
Yeah, you're right.
Is there anything else? What was the other thing we were going to talk about?
I don't know.
Quarantine. Anyways, we'll just get right into it. The first thing that we wanted to talk about that happened while we were recording, I believe last time, was the Cam release.
Yeah, might happen like just before, honestly.
I think 20 minutes before it happened, we didn't get a chance to talk about it a lot. Just a question I had, do you think he would have gotten traded if not for this whole Corona thing? Because I've heard everybody said, he didn't get signed because nobody could get their hands on him for a physical, which I feel like is a weird way to phrase it. It seems like the teams want to assault these players like their fathers, and like the player is a 16-year-old who cheated on their daughter.
Wow, and they just want to beat the shit out of him?
Well, now you sound like Nick Markakis talking about the Astros.
But anyways, Cam Newton. See, I don't know if he would have gotten traded if any team would have given up something for him just because of the injury history. He had the the shoulder, back last year, January, and then the ankle this past December, or vice versa. I'm not sure which came first, but I don't think any team, or at least most teams, wouldn't have taken, a risk on a guy that has that kind of injury history and just his style of play. Running quarterbacks have the history of being injured more.
Well, it's crazy to think that if you asked people a year ago, would you rather have Marcus Mariota or Cam Newton or Nick Foles or Cam Newton, that it would be possibly those two first, no question, or at least by the team's consideration, not inquiring about him or anything. It's crazy to think of the downward spiral in the minds of teams now with their view of Cam Newton, as he was just like a superstar a few years ago.
And as you watch TV, because that's obviously all there is to do these days, you hear the rumors of maybe Cam's going to go to the Patriots or the Chargers. And I think the Chargers one somewhat makes sense to me. I know they've said that they're committed to Tyrod Taylor, but they both have a record. Their previous play, they've both gotten the opportunity to start. Cam's had much more success. I know Tyrod Taylor led the Bills to the playoffs that one year, but they weren't any good. I don't think Tyrod Taylor is anything good. And you see Tyrod Taylor just posted on Instagram this past week, him and Cam working out together.
I was going to say, it seems like Tyrod is committed to Cam. I actually have a take on this. Everybody's saying the Chargers are the Pats. Why not Miami?
Miami to bring Cam in.
What are their other options at this point?
Well,
I don't know if they have anything other than Fitzmagic. I don't even know if he's still there.
We could ride Fitzmagic out for another year. I mean, just as long as he doesn't cut that beard. If he cuts the beard, let him go. If he cuts it, he's getting cut.
That's getting rid of the magic and Fitzmagic. Then he's just Fitz.
But then they have the draft as well.
They have
3 first-round picks, yes?
Yes. Can we talk about, before we get into that, they have possibly the 2 best nicknames of the 4 quarterbacks in the league. They have Fitzmagic, iconic. You know who you're talking about when you talk about Fitzmagic. Right. And then they have Chosen Rosen, or my favorite, the Hebrew Hammer.
Oh, I like the Rosen one.
Yeah, but Josh Rosen also goes by the Hebrew Hammer.
Does he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, sometimes he tags it in his Instagram.
That
posts.
Is a good one.
He does hashtag Hebrew
Hammer. I don't follow him. I don't really check up on Josh Rosen because he's done absolutely nothing.
He'll go with the big Thor thump, the hammer, the mallet when he comes out of the tunnel. Sometimes he used to do that at UCLA. I don't know if he does that now that he doesn't play.
He's packing heat, probably.
I mean, it sounds like it. You can't
not be with a name like that.
Nickname. Yeah, that's an awesome nickname, just phonetically. And obviously now everybody thinks that you have a Hebrew Hammer on.
Right, UCLA, that definitely probably helped him on Friday, Saturday nights. I mean, besides being the quarterback of the football team, that probably helps too. I
mean, apparently it wasn't lacking any confidence. I think that's what it is. It's a big confidence
thing. When they blew that, 44-12 second half lead to Texas A&M. No, he came back, didn't they?
They came back.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I flip-flopped it. I'm sorry.
Of course they came back. When you have a schlong like that, you have the confidence that you can do anything. I think he's got to go to the Pats, but we'll get into that later. Okay. Let's focus on Miami at the moment. I think Cam might not be a fit with the nicknames. I don't know if Cam really has a good nickname.
The Superman? I don't know. He does that chest celebration.
Yeah, but that's no competition with the Hebrew Hammer.
No, you're right.
Does not even, what's the phrase? Light a candle, something like that. Light a candle to it. Goddamn ladybugs. There's ladybugs all over this fucking house. Anyway, Cam might not be a fit nickname-wise, but he would be gorgeous in teal and orange.
I agree. Cam has a real pretty face to me. He's got great teeth, and that color.
He does have nice teeth.
He does have nice teeth, right? A great smile.
I just think Cam's fashion game would go through the roof with a nice uniform.
Ooh.
I mean, in comparison to Carolina.
Now, Carolina does have nice colors as well.
They do have that nice blue.
Yeah.
But their uniforms themselves, I don't think, are as attractive as a team like a Miami or Chargers. Imagine him in a powder blue.
The Panthers uniforms are kind of like the Packers uniforms in that they look like a practice jersey when they're on, I think. Have you ever noticed that?
That's true. I can see that with the Panthers, especially. Yeah.
They kind of look, I don't know, it's like the holes in the uniform are very big. For some reason, it looks like you can see the shoulder pads.
Still have that.
Looks like you can see
the Packers still have the holes in the uniforms, which I think is just like tradition.
They really do, yeah.
Old school Packers thing. But nobody else has that, and it just looks like a Russell or a Champion brand knockoff.
Now, don't knock those brands. I love those brands.
But it looks like something that you would get at a resale store for $10.
Sure.
And that's probably not the most aerodynamic and form-fitting to improve your abilities on field.
Right. And when I'm going out to buy a $10 one, it's not really doing me any favors. I got to compete with the Hebrew Hammer at parties. And, I need a jersey that doesn't look like I'm, coming off living on the street.
Yeah. You would never catch the Hebrew Hammer in a hole poke jersey. I never got the point of the hole poke jerseys either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what is that supposed to do? And like decrease wind resistance?
I don't know. Let it breathe. They do say that's good for you, right?
I guess it is good to breathe.
Yeah. Let it breathe.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
Cam, I'm pro Miami or Chargers at this point.
Yeah, I think we're on the same boat there. You got Miami, I got the Chargers.
I mean, I'm fine with either. I just want Cam to be happy, and I don't know if anything will make him happier than rocking a nice teal or powder blue. And honestly, like, that's really it. Mm-hmm. Cam, just with his fashion feel, like, that feels like it's the most important thing to him. And that's not a bad thing.
Well, it is bad if you're trying to win games in the NFL. The fashion aspect can't be the most important.
If it's going to be anything, it might as well be fashion, because we all know the old saying, look good, feel good, play good.
Play good, look good, and then it starts over again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think if anything that he's going to be passionate about, it might as well be his fashion, because that's going to probably correlate on the field. Mm-hmm. I think this might be the perfect way to group quarterbacks into where they should go, because I think that's exactly why Jameis Winston should go to the Steelers.
Jameis Winston to the Steelers.
Because he would fit perfectly in that quarterback room. Both quarterbacks just look like they eat a lot more than just W's.
Both? Or, I mean, they got three, don't they?
Mason is just a stocky guy.
Yeah.
They all are.
Well, you got Mason Rudolph, you got Duck Hodges, and Big Ben still.
Duck's probably, we talked about this last time, Duck's probably going to get traded to Houston.
I mean, probably, but right now he's not.
If Jabu Wins goes there, then he's not going to be in the quarterback room. I think they're looking to really nail that stereotype of the chonk QB.
All right, so we're saying Jameis going to Pittsburgh. Duck Hodges is gone. See ya, Duck.
Going to Houston. Mm-hmm. We talked about that last time, because Bill O'Brien just seems like a guy who wants a duck on his team. Yeah. Even if it's a real duck, that might be a desperation move.
He's going to get a duck just because it's like one of those Little League World Series mascots they hang up in the dugouts. The Texans will be the duck.
The Texans will have a second mascot. Maybe Billy O'B's mascot is the duck.
Yeah.
And he also will play gunner on special teams if they can't get Duck Hodges. Mm-hmm. Or they might just do a package deal. Maybe ship a duck down with Duck Hodges.
Ooh, boy. He would love that.
That makes the most sense. I just would love the idea of Jameis and Big Ben being in the same quarterback room, especially with Big Ben looking crazy right now.
Big Ben does look crazy, and he's really taken on the name Big Ben.
He looks like Tom Hanks in Castaway if he was stranded in like a 24-hour Golden Corral.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe that's where he's quarantining. I'm not sure.
24-hour Golden Corral.
He's just beefy.
He is beefy. And I've been watching, NFL Network has been running this every weeknight. They've been playing 2 Super Bowls per night. So I started at like 37. I think that was the Bucs and the Raiders. I watched that, and I watched all the way up until Super Bowl 44, which was the last one last Friday. And, so in there, Big Ben played in a few Super Bowls. And I watched, Super Bowl 40, and I was like, oh my God, he looks so different now. I mean, he was always a big guy, but now he's a big guy.
Well, it's funny to think that one time people talked about Big Ben as like this big moving guy that you can't take down.
Right, he's
he's elusive in the pocket.
Extending plays.
Yeah, I feel like if Big Ben moves now, it's like him just stepping in a bucket and he falls over. It's like the field is one big Home Alone booby trap that is built to take down
Big Ben.
Yeah. And just deteriorate him and make him lose all motivation for just life.
There's like a big hole in the floor. Like in one of my favorite scenes is like when they're lost in New York and Harry and Marv are coming in. They walk in and there's a huge gaping hole right in the middle of the floor, and they just fall right through it a couple times.
That's just the field.
Right. The whole field for Big Ben. Or actually, in the Bane Batman movie, they did go to Heinz Field and the whole field actually collapsed. They saw this coming. Batman really was a little foreshadowing.
Yeah, it's just a big metaphor for Big Ben's whole career.
Exactly.
That the field and himself have just been crumbling together for years. I don't know. Big Ben is like this oddly take things a little bit too seriously guy. And then I get a little bit of a dad vibe from him. I don't know if that's globally accepted.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
For Big Ben, I don't know.
And then Jameis just reminds me of that fat kid in school,
right?
Who's always funny. But I don't know if he would be funny if he wasn't fat.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't have to be a kid. Like, it reminds me of some kid, like, in middle school.
And then once he loses all of his baby weight, you're like, oh, like this kid actually isn't that funny.
Right. It was only funny because his tummy jiggled a little bit when he laughed at his own jokes.
Yeah, I think that's what we're getting at. And I was scrolling through Jameis's Twitter bio. I wanted to see if he still had the Tampa Bay thing on it. A lot of the guys, it's interesting to see if they keep the thing on it. I don't know why. For me, that's something that I take very seriously, is to see how soon they change their Twitter bio after they get released. Because I feel like if they don't change it, there's a good chance they're going back.
You think just re-sign him to a smaller deal?
Well, he did not have Tampa Bay quarterback in his Twitter bio or in his Instagram bio. In his Instagram bio, it did say he was a self-educator, though. And I've been trying to figure out what that means ever since I've seen it.
Maybe he's just, he reads a lot. He educates himself at night.
Why at night?
I don't know. I feel like that's the time when a lot of people read.
It's the time when a lot of people educate.
Sure.
But I was trying to think, is he educating you on yourself or you on himself? Or is he just educating himself?
I think just educating himself is the way I would take it.
That's what I'm thinking. And that makes sense, especially coming from an FSU grad, because I don't think that they have much of an education system in place there.
Well, Ryan, didn't you apply to FSU?
I did. I got accepted, and then I decided they were inferior.
Oh, that's when you decided.
Actually, no, I don't think I did officially apply there because I think their deadline expired.
Oh. Anyways,
that being said, I'm pretty inferior, so I think I fit right into the palm of what they're looking for.
Fit right in.
That could also be a degree that he got from FSU as well, just being self-educator.
Ooh, okay. Education degree, specialization in self.
Maybe that's just like him putting his degree in his bio, but he can't say he has like a BA in something, like a BA in English, because there's no BA or BS. So he has to just drop that.
In order to teach others, you first have to teach yourself.
Smart.
So maybe he's just in the first step of that process.
Yes. And right now he's just trying to teach himself how to not throw 30 picks a game and how to tackle better, because he only had one tackle last year. Not great production out of the quarterback position that you want to see. But I'm glad to see that he has other options if he doesn't get picked up. I know it's not going to happen. Jameis is too good, but I think Jameis exudes the XFL.
Ooh, okay. He could go be the new star of the XFL, make it his own. I mean, he was great in college. The year after he won the national championship, that whole year he was, the number one guy, won the Heisman. And the next year coming back, he was, the number one guy again. And the NFL just hasn't worked out for him yet. So maybe the XFL, he's trying to start, have a new beginning, start over.
It would just be so exciting and so fun to watch Jameis be old Jameis.
Yeah.
Where he's accepted as that. Like he can say whatever the hell he wants and just be dumb on national television.
And like eat W's every single day.
Yeah. To the point where he looks like Big Ben.
He's gonna get his baby fat back on. He's gonna be funny again. The XFL doesn't care. They're gonna be passing out Bud Light seltzers in the locker room. He's gonna gain a couple of LBs.
Speaking of the quarterback market, are the Pats going to do anything other than sign Brian Hoyer?
I think the Pats in their nature are going to do everything they can to make people think they're good. They're the Patriots. They know exactly what they're doing. They know what their plan is. But in reality, I don't think they know what they're doing at all. I think they're kind of panicking right now. The Brian Hoyer move was kind of a Band-Aid over the wound. And it's still bleeding through. So they're trying to figure out something else. I don't think they know exactly.
So they just tried to Band-Aid a gunshot.
Yeah, exactly. Because we all know Brian Hoyer isn't a very good Band-Aid.
I mean, I know that because firsthand I saw him lose to the Dolphins and throw 4 picks.
Yeah.
Which was possibly the most humiliating day of my life.
At least the Dolphins didn't have their punter throw a touchdown against your team.
I guess that sucks.
You win some, you lose some. Anyways, the Patriots...
It's probably not the most humiliating thing to happen to me, but to other Colts fans, it's probably pretty humiliating. Yeah. Sorry for interrupting.
The Patriots probably going to draft... I think they're probably going to draft a QB, one that nobody sees coming, and then we're all going to be like, oh, the Patriots, of course they would draft this guy. He's going to turn out to be great. And then we're all going to pray that it doesn't really work out.
Probably. I mean, who have they drafted? in the past, besides Garoppolo, they drafted Jacoby. Didn't they draft Ryan Mallett as well?
Yes, that's right. Ryan Mallett.
They've drafted Matt Castle. They drafted Zach Robinson. I don't know who that is.
Now, another thing that I think the Pats might consider. It's pretty out there.
Wait on me.
We all know who on the Patriots was a quarterback in college.
Ooh.
Julian Edelman.
I like that. That's
Julian
juicy.
Edelman was a college quarterback. And he's loved in, the Patriots fan base, just like Tom was. He's got a rockin' beard. He could kind of do a little Fitz magic action that way. Maybe they try to mold Julian Edelman into the next Tom Brady.
I do like that idea a lot.
Yeah.
I would like them to get Taysom and then just either have Edelman or Taysom under center and then just move them around all the time so I could pay attention a lot more to football, and I would have to look and be like, oh, who's getting the ball? And just see them move around all of the field, because sometimes I like that.
They got to have a competition with themselves. Who has more receiving yards throughout the year or who has more passing yards? They'll both be receiver/quarterbacks.
Yeah, I would enjoy that very much.
That'd be something else.
I have to go for a second. I have to get these goddamn ladybugs.
Oh, dear.
Oh, flying all over the freaking place. Oh, my God. Demon bugs. Demon bugs. They're demon bugs, I'm telling you.
How'd it go?
They're all over the place, man.
Maybe it's that time of year. I don't know, man.
I don't get how many ladybugs have to fill up this room. It's insane. Like, you think that there's going to be a stop. There's another. There's a third. I just had to get 2. I've easily had to kill 18 ladybugs today. And you might be saying, oh, Ryan, don't kill ladybugs. That's bad luck. I mean, it's bad luck having 18 ladybugs in your room, I would say.
Why is that bad luck?
Well, people say it's good luck to see a ladybug or to find a ladybug.
Right. So why would 18 good luck, 18 times over having good luck be bad luck?
Well, it's bad luck because I just murdered them in cold blood.
Well, I know that's bad luck, but you said it's bad luck to just see 18.
No, it's good luck to see a certain amount. I would assume. I don't know if there's a quota on it, but I don't think it's the best to just have them swarming all over you.
Maybe not.
Getting creepy crawlies in your bed.
They're probably shitting on you every single time they land.
Exactly. I don't know if that's a fly thing, but ladybugs probably do that too.
Right. I knew that was a fly thing, but I just thought about it. I don't know.
Pretty sexist term, ladybugs. That's kind of fucked up because I hate ladybugs. I don't hate ladies. Why are they ladybugs? And they stink.
You hate ladybugs?
I hate ladybugs.
That's weird, man.
I think you would hate anything if there was like 20 of them in your room. If you just saw hot pretzels and every day 20 hot pretzels showed up in your room, you'd probably get tired of seeing hot pretzels.
I mean, maybe, yeah, I'd probably get the hot runs before I hated them, but...
Well, that's the same thing with me and ladybugs. Every time I try to get them out of my room, just imagine a hot pretzel flying around. You can't catch the hot pretzel because it's just sputtering all over your light bulbs and then crawling into bed with you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It sounds like quarantine's really getting to you.
I think ladybugs are, but could have something to do with quarantine too. Maybe the ladybugs are just looking for a safe place to stay.
Probably.
Maybe I shouldn't take it out on them. Maybe I should take it out on this quarantine. I don't know how I could take it out on the quarantine, but
that'd be hard. Yeah,
I'll do my best to refocus my anger. I'm sorry, Ladybug. I mean, probably doesn't hear me. It's
already dead.
I don't know if I like any kind of bug.
What do we got next?
Okay. Well, you don't want to have a bug conversation?
Oh, I don't know. Not really.
Fair enough. Okay.
I didn't even know we were going to put it in. I thought we were just talking about it.
Yeah, we're definitely putting that in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I just ranted about ladybugs for about 2 minutes. Anyway. So what were we talking about? Pats. Brian Hoyer. I would like to see Rosen go there. The Hebrew Hammer. I just think it would be fun to see him actually get to play on a team that has more than 4 offensive linemen playing.
Well, the Dolphins have just been playing the past year with 4 offensive lines.
They had terrible offensive lines, terrible offensive units.
Yeah.
In general.
Devontae Parker is an amazing receiver.
Did he even play that much He didn't play that much earlier in the year.
Oh, did he? Oh, he didn't? I don't know.
I don't know. I might have just made that up.
All I know is he absolutely demolished the Eagles.
Yeah, end of the year he went off.
Yeah.
But they also were running the ball a ton at the beginning of the year too.
Mm-hmm.
And just not with Kenyon Drake, who's a monster. Now the Cardinals have a crazy offense for Kyler, and Kyler's going to be good, and they're going to say, oh, that was like a great decision to get rid of Rosen. Like if Rosen had all those pieces, I'm not saying he's Kyler, but he probably wouldn't have just ate dog shit.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have gotten traded a year after.
I'd love to see Rosen in New England.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be awesome. Like I said, the Hebrew Hammer nickname. And he would just be another personality in New England. And it's always awesome to see people with actual personalities in New England.
Like Gronk, he was amazing.
And see guys who you think Belichick's going to hate. And maybe he does, but he still hugs them and pretends that he likes them at the end of the year when they win him games.
When they win the Super Bowl, he just hugs them and smiles. And it looks weird because he never smiles other than that.
Yeah, he's forced to pretend that he likes these people.
Yeah.
When he's like, duh, this fucking idiot. But he like hugs them at the end of the year because he might be a fucking idiot, but he won him a ton of games. And that kind of discomfort, I think, is something that I enjoy watching. But I just want the Patriots to do something. I
don't need them to do anything.
I'm desperately hoping that they make a move. If they win 10 games with Hoyer or Stidham or any other no-name guy they have on their depth chart, I'm going to be even more upset than if they beat us with Andy Dalton.
Yeah, that definitely would piss me off more.
And it's the Patriots. The fact that it doesn't matter who they have, like it's been on defense for the past however many years, or receiver for the past however many years. I just feel like Belichick is going to pull some spell out of his witch's cauldron where Sony Michel starts running like a bulldozer and Sanu and Edelman catch like 105-yard out routes.
105-yard out routes?
That's all they run. Or like shallow crosses over the middle or something.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's what's going to happen, and I'm going to cry.
Well, I don't think it'll come to that, Ryan. At least I hope not, and I think I speak for a lot of other people. I don't think they're going to win 10-plus games with Brian Hoyer or Jared Stidham, but
I wish I could believe that, too.
You don't believe that? I believe that.
If it doesn't happen, I'll be ecstatic. But I feel like there's no way they just don't go off this year. It's going to be a revenge tour. They might go undefeated.
Wow.
They're going to go undefeated. Tampa Bay is going to go undefeated. They're going to face off in the Super Bowl. Winner takes all. I don't know if it would make it the best season or the worst season, but it would be crazy and chaotic and make perfect sense with everything else that's happened this year.
That would be absolutely insane, I think.
I don't know if people would like it or hate it, though, because it would be like,
a lot of people would hate it.
Patriots are taking over. Still.
Patriots fans would, again, love it the most because I think half of them might even root for Tampa Bay.
Really?
In the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just because Tom's there.
I could see that. I respect some hardcore Patriots fans. They root hard as anybody, but there's definitely going to be some Patriots fans that are like, I'm going to slide over down south.
Or now they'll say, oh yeah, my NFC team's always been the Buccaneers. Yeah, I always root for them if it's not the Patriots.
That's how you get the fair weather fans.
Yeah.
You say, oh, they're my NFC team. That's why I'm rooting for them and have 3 of their jerseys as well as every other team in the NFC and the AFC. And they don't even have the jerseys. They have the t-shirt jerseys because they have to buy so many.
Yeah.
There's going to be a fair amount of those fans that switch over just because Tom's leaving. I mean, he's a big name. If you like Tom Brady, I don't discredit that. Just say, yeah, I'm a Tom Brady fan, not a Tampa Bay fan. Or you could do what everybody's doing with the TB and TB thing and then just say, yeah, I'm a TB fan. And then people might not know what you're talking about.
I just like tuberculosis, you know?
Yeah, I'm a big tuberculosis guy.
Which would be really weird to like
be a fan of.
Yeah.
You're probably not the most morally centered person.
Yeah, it would be weird.
Yeah, I think you're living in the wrong time too, because I think that was bigger in like the 1800s. You're probably a little out of your prime.
Like Tom Brady is.
I mean, we'll see. I think Tom, while he may be out of his prime on the field, he is getting into his prime social media wise.
Yeah, he is really going off.
Did you see on Saturday, I think it was? Yeah, Saturday. Tom watching the Falcons Super Bowl on 328
on
day.
328. What a savage.
That might be the best troll job I've ever seen to both Falcons and the Pats being like, look what I did. I loved it. I'm probably the most hated non-Patriots fan in the NFL just because of my love for Tom Brady as a human being.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything against Tom Brady. I just don't love the guy.
The way that he kept posting, like he posted a thing at halftime, just the score, and he was like, I don't know why I'm nervous. And that's such a fucking punch in the gut. And that's why I love Tom Brady.
Like being so sarcastic. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I better just turn it off now.
As hard as he tries to be a nice, buttoned up guy, and like the family man and the take less for the team to like win, deep down, he's got a bit of that like AB craziness in him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that showed on Saturday. And I love it. I love the AB craziness to a degree, obviously. If you keep it within the lines.
Yeah, you better be careful how you say that, Ryan. I mean, he's thrown like things at police officers and
well, yeah, I'm like legally.
You got to do everything without a shirt on because I feel like every single video I've seen with AB he rarely has a shirt on.
I feel like Tom learned his lesson from the combine that he should probably keep his shirt on for the most part.
That picture of him doing his measurables there.
Yeah, I think that's haunting.
Oh,
that would be haunting
gross.
and demoralizing to anybody to the point where I would wear a one-piece bathing suit, and I don't even know if you're. I feel like a bathing suit is a one piece. Any bathing suit is a one piece for male, but I would wear a woman's one piece.
A woman's one piece,
or find one to cover the top.
Yeah,
because that's a tough. It's a tough look. I don't know. I love Brady. He's the king of the trolls.
And it's easy to be that. Well, easier to be that when you have won the most Super Bowls out of any person ever. Well, not any person ever, any player ever.
He has no argument against him. Every argument can be ended by just showing off his rings.
Yeah.
He's the king of the trolls. I have no other word to describe it.
He made the AFC Championship like literally more than half of his seasons in New England, which is a crazy stat.
And it's crazy that person chooses to go to Tampa Bay, but to each their own.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, I want to talk about the Brady presser and how people are giving him a bunch of credit for not asking for anything other than his teammates' phone numbers after he received a $50 million contract. I'll tell you what, I'd probably ask for less than that if you gave me $50 million. I wouldn't need anything else.
You wouldn't need anything else. That'd be it.
I feel like I could find their phone numbers, and if not, I could probably pay a guy to find their phone numbers.
He probably already has a couple of them, right? I feel like NFL players, they text each other even if they're not on the same team. They usually have each other's phone numbers.
Yeah, he probably has like the good players.
Yeah.
Do you think Tom Brady talks to like the backup offensive lineman on the team and stuff like that? Do you think they ever get a glimpse at him or no? Nothing or anything?
No, he probably doesn't talk to them. No.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, is it even as close as? Because he probably doesn't talk to many of the defensive guys unless they're absolute studs.
Mm-hmm.
Like when that footage came out of the Seattle Super Bowl and he went up to Malcolm Butler, you could tell he never talked to Malcolm Butler in his life. He probably barely recognized him and had to ask somebody else. Like,
right. He was like, "Oh yeah, Malcolm. What's his last name?" Oh, Butler. Okay, yeah.
He probably didn't even know it was Malcolm. He probably just said like, he did go up to him after and say, "Hey, Malcolm, what a fucking play," which was awesome. But he probably asked somebody what his first name was. I wouldn't be surprised. And I don't think that's like saying anything bad about Brady. That's 53 people. There's probably friends in my life that are in my top 53 closest people that I don't remember their names. 53 people is a lot of people.
There's a lot of people.
Plus
you don't realize
coaches and the staff and everybody there.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, I don't know why people are blowing this up to be like, Brady, he's such a great guy because he didn't ask for anything other than phone numbers. What else is he going to ask for after getting $50 million?
Their wives' phone numbers? I don't know.
He's Tom Brady. Like the only thing he didn't have was a team and a couple of phone numbers. So it's like literally the only thing he could have asked for.
His money has bought him everything else. The money that he already had.
He's already rich. Didn't even need the $50 million. And it's not like he's just probably asking for phone numbers just to be like, hey guys, what's up? He's probably just doing that to be less obvious about asking Chris Godwin to give him 12 or demanding Godwin give him 12.
I don't think Tom Brady could play in another number. I mean, he's going to look weird in the Bucs uniform as is, but if he's in the Bucs uniform and a different number as well, I don't even know. It's going to be like a new guy.
Well, that's his whole brand too. His whole brand is TB12,
right?
TB12 method. So like, TB15 doesn't really have the same ring to it after repeatedly mentioning TB12 in every situation that he can. So he has to get 12. There's no debate about that.
No way around it.
In other NFL news, we have the NFL Draft, which I'm happy is going to go on as scheduled. Goodell made an announcement that the draft would be going on as scheduled, as planned. But the memo, and probably like the most intriguing thing about this story, said that public discussion of issues relating to the draft serves no useful purpose and is grounds for disciplinary action. Now, I'm a fan of keeping the draft as scheduled as a selfish person who doesn't have to go anywhere to watch it on his TV in his bedroom.
Yep, I agree. Right, we just flip on the TV and it's there. We don't care. It won't affect us either way. I'm not going to the draft. I've never gone to the draft. I know people that have. I probably should have gone when it was in Philly a couple of years ago.
That must have been awesome.
That must have been a great time. But like, yeah, I'm just sitting at my house on the couch, just watching the draft, eating some popcorn, taking it all in.
And I don't know how you can like just take people's constitutional rights away by just saying, yeah, if you talk about this, you'll get suspended.
Freedom of speech.
I don't see how that's possible. And I don't see why that would even come to mind as something that you would have to put in this memo. I feel like Goodell just wants to be considered the biggest asshole on the face of the earth. And it seems like it's been his mission.
He's trying to compete with the NCAA as like biggest assholes in sports.
I mean, but at least the NCAA had a logical reasoning for paying the players. Are you talking about?
Just the NCAA in general. They make a lot of weird, rules.
Yeah, that's true. With the Trevor Lawrence thing.
Well, that was actually a good thing that they did, I thought.
Well, they changed it after. To start, they messaged him like right away and said, yeah, you can't do this.
Right. And that was kind of them being crappy.
But number one, they definitely did it due to public pressure, just people hounding them on social media. So if anybody wants to argue for more rights for college basketball players, just know that the NCAA has thin skin. Hit them up on Twitter and you might get what you ask for. Secondly, I feel like they should have taken the opportunity to say, yeah, this is awesome. More players should do this. But they said, no, we're making this exception to it. They didn't really encourage others as much as I feel like could have been well done. I just don't get what Goodell wants. Like, I don't know if he thinks, oh, the people just are getting a bad message about me. Like, my message isn't getting out the way I planned. I thought the people would love this. I feel like he has to be in on it. He has to love being the most hated person in football.
It's part of his thing. It keeps him alive.
Yeah, he's like Jeremy Piven or Dean Gordon in Old School, where years of being the weird kid just made him hungry for revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is literally the perfect job to just take it out on all the athletes who made fun of him and slept with the girls he was afraid to talk to in high school.
Or was talking to, and then they just swooped in and said, hey, come with me, and then they left him.
Yeah. And then now the NFL needs a Mitch to take him down. And I'm not sure that we have a Mitch in the league that can do that. Mitch can barely do his own job at this point. So, but if Mitch does take down Goodell, I feel like that may win him a job somewhere else, even if it's not Chicago. Maybe just president of the Players Association. And he
or the
won't
next
be in the league,
head coach of the Texans.
That too. Then we know that's going to be open soon. Right. Should already be open with the comments that were made. But it's Billy O.B. He knows how to survive.
Mm-hmm.
He will be the last man standing. I feel like he's one of those guys that would rather burn the whole building down than be the sacrificial lamb. Like, he's taking everybody out before he goes, or taking everybody out with him.
It was like Joe Exotic burning down his alligator barn.
Yeah,
recording
exactly.
studio.
Yep. Which we will get into on the next episode. We have pretty exciting news. We'll talk about that later at the end of the show. But I'm super excited for the NFL draft, mostly because we have nothing else.
Right. I am super excited. I'm very And they just came out and said we'll probably have to be, social distancing for another 30 days, which sucks. But we're less than 30 days. I don't know how many days it is now, like 20 something away from the NFL draft. So that is something to look forward to because we're so bored. We're just watching reruns of classic sporting events on, ESPN or whatever. And it's getting kind of old. So it'll be nice to have something that we actually don't know the outcome of.
Yeah, and don't get me right. Don't get me right. Don't get me wrong.
I'll try to get you right.
It's going to be terrible to watch. But like you said,
where are they going to do it? Like, where are they going to announce all of that? Like,
it's going to be like
are they going to be still in Las Vegas, just in like a hall, like just doing just all the team execs calling back and forth, or
is it going to be like an extra Zoom class that I have to put on my calendar for the week? I feel like that's what it's going to be on. I feel like it's going to be Zoom with all the faces in the green room, and then you just see Goodell pop on as your professor and make the pick.
It's going to be up to the players to come up with like the coolest home videos.
Backgrounds,
like you have the classic Brett Favre being in his jorts and having that hat on and the huge telephone, and then Baker recreating it a couple of years ago. Now, those are kind of the ones you remember, but now the players are going to have to get creative. I wonder what they're all going to do being at home.
And especially with, as we talked about with Zoom, the backgrounds and stuff like that.
Yep.
I think it's just going to be exciting to see what's
it's not even like they can have those big parties where you have your whole family come over and then just cheer once you get that call, and you can't hear the NFL team at all on the other end of the phone, I'm sure, because your whole family's just screaming. They're not going to be able to do that because
no, it's just going to be dead silent.
Social distancing is just going to be the immediate family.
It's going to be funny, and at this point in time, we all need humor.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, like you said, we're desperate. I feel like I'm the guy sending out group texts to girls on his phone at 2 a.m. after the bar. Like, I'm just desperate for any sort of entertainment I can get.
You send out a group text to different girls?
No, it's just a group text to all the girls.
So every single girl in your contacts saying, hey, these are all the girls in my phone. I don't
tell them that. It's only like 5. I don't want them to know that's all the girls in my phone.
You only have 5 girls in your phone?
I don't know. I might add another one on Snapchat that I'm working on.
Well, anyways, so you're sending out a group text. What are you saying in this group text to all the ladies?
Hey, and then not like the emoji smiley face. I like to do it old school and do like a nice.
That's classy. I like that.
Winky
That's
face. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's why I do it. Yeah, and it's impressive. I actually have it saved in my notes because I'm just hammered most of the time, so I can just preset it. Put it right in.
Speed dial 6-9.
It's like speed dial. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I do say that at some point in the thing. And then they're like, yeah, we don't have speed dial. I don't know what you're talking about. But normally it works out pretty well.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm glad. I
normally fall asleep before I can just completely embarrass myself. Even though some would say just starting that in general embarrasses yourself. But they're not me. I did hear another rumor. I don't think this is going to happen. I heard that they might make each round its own day.
I did hear that as well. Have it be 7 days long, which would give us something to look forward to for longer. But by the time they got to like the 4th round, 5th round, I'd be like, okay, I don't really care anymore.
I would love it.
It'd be like an hour or two long.
Here's a suggestion for you. What if they started tomorrow, make each pick its own day, just so we have something to look forward to every day for the next 254 days?
Wow.
Or however long this lasts.
Yeah, nope. I don't agree with that.
Why? I think they have all day to make the pick, and it can come anytime during the day. So you're just constantly kind of like, oh, that's going to happen at some point today. I wonder who they're going to take. You have so much time to think it over, so many tweets to read about rumors of what's going to happen. I feel like that's just heaven.
I don't think the pick would happen until really late at night. It might happen like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, probably even midnight.
Why would it happen? So, I mean, you have 24 hours to pick. I don't think it's got to take too long.
Well, I'm just saying that's what I think would happen. I think teams would be trying to get trades done all day long.
There's only so many trades you can make.
I know. I don't think it would work. I'm just telling you what I think would happen.
It would be awesome. I don't care really anybody's opinion of this. You're not talking me down from the ledge. This is my hill to die on.
Yeah,
and it would go right up to December 9th. So it might cut a little bit into football season, but I think that would be awesome. Like, even make it even better. Teams would get to make decisions on game day. They would have to get it in earlier in the day. Guy gets drafted, plays in his first NFL game all on the same day. That seems like the best day ever. I don't know if it can get any better than that. Might as well retire on that day too.
There's a lot of lot of holes in that plan. I like the plan, Ryan. That's kind of unique. It would bring a certain flair to the game we've never seen before, but a lot of holes in that plan, I think. Looking a lot like Swiss cheese to me.
Well, I need a committee. I definitely, this is very much in the idea screening stage. I'm getting it out to the people, seeing what they think, and then I got to put together a committee or something to get this started. Obviously, we don't really want to delay anymore because, like we said, it would end December 9th as of now. So it'd be nice to get everything moving.
I mean, you're not even talking like early in the season. That's late in the season. That's like week 14.
Well, that's if the season doesn't get pushed back either. I mean, even if it doesn't, I still think it would be cool to see a guy like racing to the stadium, like a Bobby Boucher style, show up at halftime, coach the guys up, and then you're like, this is like the 7th round pick.
But then you run into the problem. I mean, teams would be trying to get all their picks in the earlier rounds, you know, like they'd be like, oh, I'll trade you every single pick that I have, you know, every single 7th round pick for the next 10 years if I can have a couple of your thirds, you know, so they'll have a couple extra players and the other teams won't even have a chance to pick yet.
Well, I think that's all part of the strategy, right?
I guess, man, but then they would just stay put and then they would say, no, we're just going to have an extra player than you do, like an extra chance to get a player.
Yeah, that's all part of the strategy. You might be able to trade into week 8 when you face that team.
Wow.
Who knows? I think it's a idea that could definitely work. I think it's one that the NFL should workshop immediately.
All right, well, agree to disagree.
MLB season started. Well, it was supposed to be opening day last week.
Last Thursday, right? I believe.
Yep. And I saw way more people watching baseball reruns than people who would have ever watched opening day.
Now, we've talked about this. You don't really love opening day, and I really like opening day.
I like it. I'm just saying that I don't think a lot of people, from what I've observed, really care about it. I kind of do like it. The first week of baseball being back is actually kind of awesome to me.
Yeah, it is cool. And I love opening day. I love the newness of the season. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. You forget kind of, at least for me, I forget kind of what happened, who moved around to what new team, and I kind of get a sense of, oh, this guy's on this team now. Okay, then now I know that. You know, you get a feel of what the season's kind of going to be like, but then, you know, you get into the grind. There's a couple months in, a month in, and you're like, all right, well, it's all the same thing now.
I feel like the start of baseball season is almost like a mental calendar milestone to me. That makes me happy that the weather's starting to get warmer, or I know that it's going to start getting warmer. I'm like, Oh, I don't really know the date that springtime starts, but I'm pretty sure it's around when baseball starts because they play outside. So that at least gets me happy just to see people playing baseball. I'm not sure if it's directly related to the baseball or not, or just to the weather, but that's a fun note of what baseball season means to me. Did you see the MLB Players Union or Players Association agreement?
No, I didn't.
They kind of talked about the Nutrisite Games and how many games they're going to play and like trying to figure out what they're going to do and when they're going to do it. We're talking about a little bit about the Nutrisite Games. I know you want to talk about
like the Nutrisite playoff game.
They're going to do. I heard they're going to do Nutrisite Games,
like regular season games.
When they start off, they're thinking about doing Nutrisite Games.
Oh, I didn't know. My understanding was just when they got around to the playoffs, because they think the season might start later. So the playoffs obviously will have to be extended into later months. They might have neutral site playoff games kind of in warmer weather cities so that, you know, because you can't play baseball when it's snowing outside.
See, that makes sense to me.
Right. And it does make sense. That makes sense to me. But I'm more in favor of just shortening up the regular season. You know, if we have to shorten it too much, then it's not going to work. But shortening up the regular season to an extent and then having the playoffs around the same time that they would happen anyways, because I love playoff baseball. The atmosphere is, you know, half the thing for me. I went to the Red Sox, a playoff game in 2017, a playoff game in 2018, and it's unmatched playoff baseball, the atmosphere. And I think if you have neutral site, you know, it takes away the home field advantage, but it just takes away from the overall, you know, playoff game atmosphere there that's just amazing and unmatched.
Well, I saw, who was it? It was Tony. It was a guy who played for a long time, and I forget his name now. Tony Clark.
Tony Clark, okay.
Didn't he play first base?
I have no idea.
For a while, I believe. He bats ambidextrous, which
ambidextrous?
I didn't know that's how they phrased it. but that's how he bats. It
He's
might be different than switch
hitter?
hitting. No, he bats ambidextrous.
I don't know about that one.
Ambidextrous. Did I get it?
Ambidextrous? I think.
Ambidextrous.
I think that's how I've come to say it.
Yeah. Ambidextrous. He finished 18th in MVP in the second year, so that's really good. Anyway, he said something that I was going to talk about. I forget now. But yeah, he brought up that he wants them to play as many games as possible. Whatever they have to do to get as many games as they can. And I just feel like MLB is going to do whatever they can to play 162 games just to
And I've seen kind of proposed deals where they might even play a couple doubleheaders per week. And have them just be like 7-inning games, which is crazy. I mean, they're going to have to get creative, and I like that. I think it's going to be really unique and very cool.
Or they could just not play 162 games.
I agree with that. I think, I don't think there's anything wrong with playing like 140 games or something like that, or 130 games. I don't know how long this is going to go on and how long we're going to have to delay and how many doubleheaders you could fit maybe into the schedule once it does get put out. But
well, I was talking to someone who said they hope it's 81 games, so that's a sprint to the finish.
Wow. Now 81 seems a little short to me.
I don't know. See, that's crazy. That's crazy that 81 games can be short.
Right, because, I mean, that's what the NBA season is. What's it, 82, right, is NBA season?
Yeah. No one should consider doing something 81 times as a sprint to the finish.
Yeah, but that's how it is in baseball.
I was hoping that they would play less and they would just accept that they're not going to get 100 games in and like realize, oh, we don't have to play this many games to like entertain people. Like or just realize, yeah, like the reason nobody pays attention to us for half of our season is because we play 162 fucking games.
Right. That definitely is part of the reason that people just lose interest and they say they hate baseball just because it is such a grind. And a lot of the time it's just nothing happening. It's kind of boring stuff.
But before that, I even said, knowing them, they'll probably make it 200 games the following year just to even out service time or something like that.
To make up for it. Wow.
Which I'm not a fan of like stretching things out like over just to make it last. Unless we're talking about the NFL draft. Then like I said, I'm all
right. What you just said.
And I don't get the neutral site. I like the playoff idea. That makes sense to me.
It makes sense if the playoffs have to be pushed back into, the late November, December months, which they're saying is a possibility. I don't like it if we're going to have to just be still in October and November. I just don't think, I don't think we need to make a decision on it yet.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree.
I hope they don't jump the gun. And that's kind of been my philosophy with this whole Corona thing. I don't want teams to make a decision now on something that could be months in the future when we don't know what it's going to be like then.
I agree. Like taking it slow, there's no problem with taking it like even month to month, trying to figure it out. Sure. I think that's what I liked about how the NBA's handled it, even though we haven't really talked about the NBA that much, but I think it's because they're doing things right. Normally when you're on our show, you're probably not doing something right, I feel like, or you're making headlines, and the NBA not making any headlines when they're not doing anything is probably the best thing for them. And that's why these neutral site games that they're talking about after, like they're talking about having games at a neutral site as soon as they start and having no fans, just to have people in one space, which does not make anything.
Have every single game. You think they're going to have every single game at this one site just to like stop the spread or stop traveling?
The rumors of it are that they want to have like a few certain locations.
Right.
Which I feel like that doesn't make any sense, especially when the whole stigma around this thing is avoid having a lot of people in one place.
Well, I've been watching on ESPN that the NBA is kind of trying to take after the Chinese basketball league, where they're having all of their games in one or two cities. They're having all the teams travel there, staying in certain hotels and walking through these tunnels really to get to the arenas. And they're just playing in front of no fans. Everybody has to get tested like every single day, checked for fevers and all that. And they're going to play every single game in, one or two cities. And they're tossing that idea around with the NBA right now, I think, too.
Having all those people around a couple facilities is going to make it worse, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they're getting tested every single day.
I guess. I mean, but you can't control where. Are you going to literally just kidnap these players and like hold them in like a holding cell where it's just...
I think that is kind of the idea. Yeah, they're going to have to stay there. They're not going to be able to go anywhere else while they're playing. I think that is the idea.
And I don't think that the players are going to agree to that. I think
that's going to be a hard sell for sure.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the problem. And even if it does happen, somebody's going to break the rules of it, and then it's going to happen again. I think that's... Mm-hmm. I don't know if this whole disease thing is a time to like poke at the bear and like see how much you can get away with. I feel like we should probably just wait until this, even against better judgment, or not against better judgment, but probably in favor of better judgment, but against what I want. We should probably wait it out, no matter how much it pains me to say.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, let's get into some segments here. We're just going to play a little quick game, a little Reddit Would You Rather. Reddit is a beautiful site. You can really find anything that you don't want to find, or you never knew that you wanted to find on there. And these are all questions that we never knew we had to answer. First one. Would you rather sleep with the lights on, max brightness, or sleep fully clothed, including shoes?
I think right off the bat, for initial thoughts, I think I would want to go fully clothed with shoes on, because I just know that I hate sleeping with the lights on. It's pretty hard to do. And I mean, I'm assuming you can't just say, oh no, I'm just going to put something over my eyes, because that kind of defeats the purpose. Like you can't just say, oh no, I'm just going to get a blindfold and put it over my eyes. Like, no, that defeats the whole purpose of the game. So I think I'm going to go with shoes on. Just because I know I've done that before, just taking a nap, just like on my couch in between class. And at college, I would just take like quick power naps just on the couch with my shoes on sometimes, I think.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
I have the same answer. A little different logic, though.
Okay.
Mine is like how it would progress over time. So I think you would get used to sleeping fully clothed over time. It would just... And I think you would get used to sleeping with the lights on over time.
That's what I'm saying. I've done the shoes before, so I think I could do it.
Yeah, but the problem with getting used to sleeping with the lights on is that during the day it wouldn't affect you when the lights are on. So you could just fall asleep anytime. It would be like living in Antarctica when it's light out 24/7. Except for light.
Isn't that Alaska?
That one too. You would just have light all damn day, and you wouldn't know what time, like when it's nighttime or when it's not. Your body wouldn't like interpret it. I don't feel
I think you could still know when it's light out, probably outside, right?
I mean, you could open a window, but you wouldn't be programmed to be like, oh, it's light, I have to stay up.
Okay.
Where you're like, oh, it's dark, it's time to go to bed.
This is a weird one. I'm definitely going with the shoes, fully clothed. Because when they say fully clothed, there's a little gray area there. You gotta just have the shoes on. But I'd say I'm fully clothed and sleep in like, a real comfy shirt and some shorts, and that's it. Right?
Maybe.
And some socks. I mean, I can sleep with socks on. If I'm sleeping with shoes on, I might as well have socks on.
Maybe it just changes your daily attire to the point where you're just going out in a pair of boxies.
Yeah.
And living your day free and wild. And I mean, trend-setting kind of look there. And you control your own destiny. You could do that if you wanted. That's an option, I believe. This is a great question. And an underappreciated, I think, idea that these people are bringing up. Would you rather always feel like you've just woke up a few minutes ago, but never become fully awake? Or would you rather be really tired and always wanting to go to bed, but never getting an opportunity to sleep? That's a great question.
The first one.
Because they're very different things.
Now
even though it feels different.
Now the first one, I think, because when I wake up in the morning, now you said in the first couple of minutes.
Like you just woke up a few minutes ago, yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of times you're in that kind of confused state. When you wake up, you're like not all there, and sometimes you can't even open your eyes all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But then maybe I could manipulate it to where it's one of those times where I wake up and I see the time and I'm like, oh shit, I really got to go. And then immediately you're all good. Like you're going a mile a minute. Or maybe that's kind of cheating the process.
I think that's cheating, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I think you have to stay in that state.
Damn it.
For the whole time.
Now, either way, because if you're really tired and you don't get a chance, then either way you're going to be kind of in a confused, hazy state.
Yeah, but they're different hazy states for sure.
Exactly. I agree. I still think I'm going just waking up.
I'm going to go really tired and always wanting to go to bed, but never having the opportunity to sleep. I feel like that's easier to fight through for me personally. I've seen it where waking up in the morning, I'm really tired. I'm like, oh, I'll just put the alarm back. I'll push the alarm back. I'll push the alarm back. And then it's 12 o'clock or even wake up. But really tired and wanting to go to bed, but never getting the opportunity to sleep. Like, you want to go to bed, but you know you can't. So you're just going to be tired going through stuff. And it's just a different feeling where you're not as just easy to give up on what you're doing.
I think having that satisfaction that I was like knowing in my head that I did get that sleep, that I'm good. I think that is enough for me to say that I want to be able to, that I just woke up.
I think I seem more woke than you, though, because I think this is a battle of wokeness, and I just want to be more awake than the person who just woke up.
But you're saying you're really tired, so, I mean, you're either fighting if you're really tired or you're just trying to wake up, and I'm just trying to wake up.
Yeah, but I'm fighting to be woke. I'm a man of the people. I'm trying to see through the system, man.
We're both woke. We're both woken up.
Yeah, but you just woke. You just woke up.
I got a lot of potential. A lot of potential with me.
God damn it. That's a good point.
All right, let's move on.
Would you rather have dry lips all of the time or have wet-looking lips?
I think wet-looking lips because, I mean, it looks creepier for sure.
Very creepy.
Well, I don't know. Having really dry lips would probably look kind of creepy.
But imagine somebody saying, oh, yeah, Wyatt Cushman, that guy with the wet lips. That would be weird.
Is that much worse than them saying, oh, look, Wyatt Cushman, with that guy with the dry lips?
Yes, it is so much worse. You can't even debate that.
I don't know that it's that much worse.
If you have overly wet lips, like that's just, having dry lips is something that people actually deal with. Having wet lips, that's more of an out-of-the-box issue to have. And that's going to draw more attention, I feel like, than having dry lips.
But I don't know the extent we're thinking of dry lips. I mean, you can get really dry lips to where it's much noticeable like the wet lips.
Well, I don't know what extent we're talking about wet-looking lips.
Yeah, you're right. Are they going to be dripping wet?
Are we just soaked?
I mean, you just go to town on... never mind.
It does say that they're... it does say, easy, that they're wet-looking. It doesn't say that they are wet.
And do they only look wet in a certain lighting and a certain angle? You know, because it's just maybe just the sun glistening off of them isn't the only time they look wet.
I feel like they have to be wet all the time. They have to look wet from whatever.
I still think I'm going wet.
Like,
I think I'm going wet.
Photoshop it. I hate dry lips.
I think
I also am going wet, but that's because I obviously don't care about my public appearance. Mm-hmm. So I don't think having wet lips is really going to make me any more undesirable than I already am.
I mean, I don't get dry lips a lot. I probably use chapstick like 5 times in my life ever.
Really? I use chapstick every day.
Nope. I can't. I couldn't tell you the last time I used it. Probably years ago.
Wow. Lucky man.
But yeah, so I think I'm going to go wet.
That's it for us. We're going to be back pretty quick to you guys. I think we're going to be back on Friday with our special TV Tiger King featurette, maybe. Big episode on Tiger King. We watched it. We didn't really have enough time to talk about it today. We had some sports stuff that we want to talk about. And we're going to dedicate a show to Tiger King because that's what it deserves. Whole show.
Exactly. I agree. It does. It's pretty messed up.
Yeah. It's messed up in the best way possible.
Yeah.
But we'll see you guys on Friday. Thank you for listening. And yeah, stay safe.
We'll smell you later.